On Wednesday, voting software company Smartmatic filed two separate lawsuits, one against Newsmax, the other against One America News Network, alleging libel and slander from the networks for the lies that the networks had pushed about the company following the 2020 election. Now, Smartmatic, much like Dominion, has already filed these lawsuits against Fox News. They filed them against Rudy Giuliani, filed them against Sidney Powell, and now they've decided we got to go after the other networks too, which I'm honestly surprised it's taken this long. But nevertheless, lawsuits finally came. Based on all the reporting I have seen, we do not know the amounts. That may have changed, obviously, depending on when you're watching this. But we do know they hit Fox News for, what was it, $2.7 billion, I think? So I have to imagine it's probably a pretty high number that they're hitting Newsmax and One America for. Now, Newsmax, with regard to their Dominion lawsuit that they're facing, they've said, listen, we were just reporting on newsworthy things. You know, the president said these things, so we reported them because he's newsworthy. And then, of course, we had other people come onto the network and give their opinions. So, you know, we can't be held responsible. They've tried to argue again with the Dominion case. We can't be held responsible for other people's opinions. And that's pretty much the exact same defense, by the way, that Fox News has tried to argue. Here's the problem, though. Smartmatic, much like Dominion, has a very real case here for slander, libel, defamation, whatever you want to call it, which it does, you know. There are different definitions, but they all revolve around the same thing, making false claims about a company that somehow hurt the company. And that's the key. Are there real damages here? And the answer is most likely yes. Smartmatic and Dominion have been defamed for a full year now, and that is absolutely going to cost them. It's going to cost them government contracts. You know, states run by Republicans are probably not going to hire these companies based on the fact that Donald Trump clearly hates them. So yes, that is going to cost them money. So you do have likely financial damages there, which is what the case hinges upon. Smartmatic has also alleged that these networks, and this is in their new lawsuit filed yesterday, that these networks were using these lies to boost their ratings. So it's not just that Smartmatic likely suffered real material losses from the defamation, but also that other groups, specifically these networks, were using the defamation for their own personal gain. Legally speaking, that might be the deal clincher there, if they're able to show these things, which of course we can see the ratings for these networks. And they did, in fact, increase following the 2020 election when they started bringing these people on. That's a correlation. They're probably going to have to prove causation, which you could probably go through their YouTube channel, check the views on these particular segments, and see what happens there. So correlation, you can definitely prove. Causation might be a little bit tougher, but I don't think it's going to be as difficult as, you know, a scientific study. You could probably easily prove that with the analytics from the networks, from their social media, from their YouTube channels, and all of that. You can see what gets shared and what doesn't. So that's where we're at. Again, little shocked it took Smartmatic this long to file these lawsuits, but I got to tell you, I'm glad they did. This is what has to happen. This is what these networks and individuals like Giuliani and Powell have to learn. You do not have a right to just go out there and say whatever the hell you want to say, especially when it harms another business, when it harms another person materially. You cannot do that without consequence. And these networks, and of course those individuals, are about to learn this the hard way.